It's inert. You're making that more, but this is doing doodly squat. Make this more, and make this more, and make this more too. There. You engaged it. That's very important. I'm sorry to yell. I have students, they go to, Professor, was that a happy yell or an angry yell? They go, "Whoa!" They can't tell, am I mad at them or am I happy? Yeah. Now, what was the last thing I wanted to do? Oh yeah. So now, having done that, that was a good preparation for this. So now, come up here, and we'll do the same thing we did on the kneecap, but we're going to do it on top of the leg, okay? And you'll notice, you feel, your wrist is very strong now, yeah? So, and everybody should feel it. Go ahead and make your wrist really strong and rather high. And then you feel, you even higher, your right hand even higher. No, this. Do what's bad. I told everybody not to do this. Your left hand is good, but look, your right hand could. Why is your left really good? Look at how high the wrist is. Yeah, that's better. Okay, now you see, the wrist doesn't want to go down at all because we're doing this. This is very highly engaged, and the wrist is highly engaged too. Now keep the hand engaged and begin to, and help with your body. Let the air bleed out of the wrist. The body can, the elbow can sink down, the elbows could go this way, anything you want. Keep the hand high, high tonus in the hand. Lower the tonus in the wrist. Increase the tonus of the wrist. Keep the hand high tonus. Really make it high tonus, and then start to learn. The hand's tonus stays totally high, and the wrist tonus begins to bleed away. It's differentiation. And I don't even know how you're going to do it. I know how I'm doing it. See, I do it by letting my elbows go back, but my elbows can't go back. So I do this with my pelvis and my body. Oh, the elbows went back. There's no problem. And this stayed strong. And the wrist, you could even lie the wrist down. But don't lie it down mechanically. Don't lie it down mechanically. It really feels like an out-breath. Yeah, and now, get an in-breath going with that wrist. Get an in-breath going with that wrist. Yes. Okay, and now. Yes, Christian. Yes. That was a good one. Yeah. Next time you breathe out, you take a break. Okay? Very, very good. Very, very good. All of you did very, very well. So how was that for you? Well, of course we did well. What the fuck? Yeah. Or did that actually give you something like a new insight into the high tonus hand with a released tonus arm-body mechanism? And much of what we're doing here is everybody's moving too much through here, and the shoulders getting tense, and all sorts of shit's happening because there's not enough focus in the hand. The hand basically growing its arch and containing the energy within. Like, I'm going to draw in energy, and I'm going to draw it deep into the palm. And you'll notice when you flex the fingers, everybody thinks the fingers end here, and that would mean that the end of the finger is here. This crease here is not the end of the finger. Look, 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 look. It's the middle of the palm. It's the middle of the palm. If you play the piano and you just think to yourself, my finger does not end here, my finger ends here, you will already play better. You will already feel this happening more. So I do this, and now I increase it. I imagine I'm sucking energy in here. And then I keep it there. I keep it there, I keep it there, I keep it there. I keep it there. I draw it in even more. I keep it there while the rest of me is in movement. And then all the rest is letting go of its compensatory tensions, which largely derive from this being too weak. The hand has energy contained within its core, and now it's going to let it all out. It's like there's a hole in your gas tank. So you figure out how to plug all the holes in your gas tank and then fill the tank with gas and then start to play. And it really goes. It really goes. So this is a sort of a core energy setup for the hand. And then of course what we did all weekend in the various compositions, what we variegated that. This is the theme, and then we made all sorts of variations on that. And there's millions of variations, a different variation for every musical structure that we come across. But this is kind of like and I like it because you empower the hand and you get this wrist breathing. One of the fundamental differentiations is the high tonus hand, the low tonus wrist. Another fundamental differentiation is the high tonus thumb, low tonus wrist, low tonus fingers. Okay? Another fundamental differentiation is high tonus finger, low tonus thumb. Okay, so the thumb, we did this before, let's review. High tonus thumb, low tonus fingers. And rock around a little bit. Yeah, you're all standing while you're, we did a whole thing on that the other day, okay? That was day 2. And now, but we did not do this one, high tonus fingers, leave the thumb out of it. Do this with the fingers, leave the thumb out of it. Let the thumb hang by the side, just touching the leg like this. The thumb is literally completely let go. And then you do the fingers, and the thumb stays low tonus. And it's more on the side here. It's not up on the top here like this, it's more down on the side. Look, down on the side. Even if it, So the thumb hangs down. The thumb, my fingers are, and the thumb is, Look, my second finger is high tonus. My thumb is low tonus. I'm having fun. I never did this before. But would you please try this now? So you stand the 4 fingers up, and you especially keep a high one-boned finger kind of tonus in the second finger here. Then grab your thumb with your other hand and start playing around with it. So you help it oppose, you help it unoppose, you help it lift, you help it drop, you help it adduct, you help it abduct, and you start doing little circles. No, let the fingers, you see my fingers are, and the body, and the pelvis, and reverse the direction of the circle. Hold it, Thomas. It's very important that the other hand holds it and directs it, so that the thumb can feel, oh, I'm loose, I'm letting my other hand just, don't curl the thumb, don't curl the thumb. Pull the straight thumb all over the place. Christian, allow your hand to rock more. You see, that's it. If the fingers rock, if the pelvis rocks, the hand rocks. And so the other hand is pulling the thumb over here, but of course the fingers and the arm and the body and everything is allowing itself to be pulled over here. Pull it this way, pull it that way. It's very difficult to do this without actually activating the thumb, to leave the thumb neutral and only this hand is moving your thumb. But when you do that, then you'll see there's a point where the second finger wants to let go of its tonus, and then no, keep the second finger strong tonus while the thumb has low tonus. And it may not be totally zero tonus, it might just be lower. Let the hands hang. Feel the difference between the hand that was being administered to and the other one. So, 3 fundamental differentiations. High tonus hand, high tonus fingers and thumb. That means high tonus entire hand, low tonus wrist. Okay. High tonus thumb, low tonus wrist, low tonus fingers. High tonus fingers, low tonus thumb and wrist. 3 fundamental differentiations. The Holy Trinity, the fingers, thumb, and arm, all conspiring. You just got here just in time. Good. So, any questions about that? Any impressions, any feedback?
You can do it anytime, right?
That's right.
Anytime at work, at the office, or
if you feel that you're too crowded on the train, you start with this stuff on the train, and then everybody just runs away. You have all sorts of space.
and it's
Yeah.
training to play piano.
That's right. Yeah. So maybe that's a good place to sort of wrap up with these 3 fundamental differentiations, which then will apply in further, even more differentiated manner, depending on what repertoire you're playing. Yeah? Cool. So, you like?
Dude, this mystifies me though, with the thumb here and low wrist. I can do it here, but as soon as this goes a little up, then there's no way I can.
Yeah. So go up, go up, go up, go up, and then go over here. So the thumb naturally bends outward more, and then try to come around.
Yeah. Okay.
And now already, look, you tricked your wrist. Your wrist is actually more an extension.
Right.
Yeah, so you can always trick things, and then you come back down here and you actually lie down the wrist, keeping your fingers on. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
It's a cheat, but it's a good cheat.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a good cheat because it creates a certain neurological impression. Yeah. Cool.
Okay.
Yeah, there. That's it. You see? Because your thumb still wanted to collapse, but you got a certain new insight. Oh, wait a minute, I could not collapse it this way while this one was letting go. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Cool. So, Antje has to leave, so.
Oh yeah.
Antje,
Yeah.
can we just have a group photograph before you go?
Oh yeah.
Yeah?
Okay, a minute.
Yeah. Okay? And anybody else who wants to, my camera's sort of shitty. So, okay, goodbye. Way to go, guys.
iPhone camera.